She's just like you and me, but she's homeless. She is homeless, and she stands there singing for money. La da dee da dee do, la da dee da dee do, la da dee da dee do, la da dee, la da dee da dee.
If we compare first Nexia with Nexia of second generation, the second generation car will be liked only by blind people and morally broken designers, but even they will say that the design is less pleasant than the real poop. From any angle, from any distance, car looks awful and eye-burning. Even monkey without nuts can do better job than proud engineers of this hideous car. First Nexia was very simple, honest, cheap, and best car for people of Uzbekistan. Nexia2 is huge mistake and it smells of kickbacks, corruption and endless wrong decisions. It is so bad when you just look at it, it dissolves and falls apart. Car has only done 33,000 kilometers and it rattles horribly. Everywhere there are huge panel gaps that can fit entire hand. In recent past, GM dealers in Uzbekistan were very corrupt and clients could not get cars without extra bribe, and if you paid for the car and did not pay directly to responsible person some extra cash, then you waited for 6 months, in some cases even years. Interior is more horrible than exterior. Everywhere is hardcore plastic that rattles and cuts your body because it's sharper than Hattori Hanzo's sword that killed billions of Yakuza members. Big fat buttons that were made from Lego factory for children in range +3. Everything here is suicidal and has no logic. For example, this headrest. Why it is so wide? It was made not for one head but for 3 heads. Only logical explanation that it was made for SpongeBob's head. Seats have same fragility as Emergo fillings. If you weigh more than 65 kilos, they will break down. Space at the back is pathetic. Even if you will move seats all the way forward, still you have no space, and if you throw them out, anyway you feel cramped. 90% of Nexia2 owners installed armrest and cup holders from Chevrolet Lacetti, because this is what Nexia2 had from the factory, and it could hold only coins. Even if you think of making a corner, hot coffee or ice cold water will spill in your balls. And it's very unpleasant. I personally experienced that torture few times when I had this car. And of course, 2 most important buttons in the car industry. First one is trunk release, second is fuel cap release. Those buttons are similarly shaped and very close to each other, so always you push the wrong button. Sound that Nexia2 made from factory. Good thing that the trunk was very big. Safety is forgotten word in developing of this car. So there is no ABS or traction control, airbags, and back brakes are drum brakes. Almighty 1.6 engine, and it's called F16 D3. It has 4 valves per cylinder. Engine belt must be changed every 50,000 kilometers, and it eats only 98 octane fuel or higher. It has recuperation system. Because of the system, oil must be changed every 7,000 kilometers. Engine will last 500,000 kilometers if you take good care of it. But if you drive it aggressively, piston rings will be destroyed in 70,000 kilometers or maybe less. Depends on your behavior of driving. It generates 109 brake horsepower, and with slightly improving exhausts and intake, it will generate 125 or 130 brake horsepower. For such light car, it is enough, and 0 to 100 kilometers with stock engine it will do about 9 seconds or 10 seconds. First Nexia had problems with rust, and second generation had the same problems. Nexia2 is hard proof that monopoly is very horrible thing. In Uzbekistan, custom fee for any imported car, it's about 150%. Now it's about 90 or 120, depends on the engine size. And only GM had plant in Uzbekistan, so no fee and no competition was on the market. First Nexia was about $2,800 in full spec, and it was in 1996. Nexia2 in 2008, before financial crisis, was $14,500. Basically, it's the same car, only uglier. Even with the inflation 100%, it doesn't make any sense. And waiting list for this car was 1 year. This is the most horrible part of this vehicle. Almost forgot, clutch was always horrible because it catched carpet and it annoyed drivers. Doesn't matter where you put the carpet will get to this clutch, and then when you push it and it just grabs it, and that's very horrible. Sponsor of today's video is clothing company Basata. Basata makes great track suits that are good for working, sleeping and peeing. Also, women line is available. Link below.
Although her body's not mine, I ask her why. God, why?
Nexia 2 is horrible vehicle. It has its advantages and disadvantages, but the biggest disadvantage was the pricing. This car came out in 2008. In 2008, if you didn't want to wait 1 year in the waiting order, and you had to wait because GM has monopoly in Uzbekistan, and back then it was very bad. You had to bribe like owner of a showroom to get your car immediately, not to wait 1 year, and to get color that you wanted. So the hottest color was black on this car because Nexia were, it was a rare color in Uzbekistan. So black Nexia 2, with all the bribes and everything, would be $25,000. And that's a huge amount of money, and people paid that. And I remember when I was walking, like in beginning 2008, near the car wash, and I saw a black Nexia 2, and everybody gathered and looked at it. It was interesting. So when we were standing there, I saw one guy approached the owner of black Nexia 2, and he offered him his car. And that car had a brand new Altima 2.5, as I remember, and it was also black color. And the guy refused to change it. And after 3 months, when it was financial crisis and nobody bought Nexia 2s, because in Uzbekistan we also had financial crisis, the price magically became $8,600 without any bribes. You just picked it up and that's it, any color you wanted. After 2 years, when situation stabilized, again price became $14,000 for the same car. Nothing changed, and that was very stupid. And well, that's the result of monopoly, basically. All right, so 1.6, it has horrible plastics, sound isolation. The owner of this car made additional sound isolation. Here he isolated the doors, the plastics here, everything. But anyway, it's very loud. And this car doesn't handle at all. Just front wheels, back wheels are just for the show. They don't have any grip at all. The seats are horrible here. This car is 1 year old, and already half of my organs on the left side, because seats have been went down a little bit. The owner is not fat, he's like 80 kilos, but he does drive a little bit on the left side. And anyway, this car, the seat broke down, so I drive like I'm drunk. Seats are very bad here, but the material is good, because if you make it dirty, you don't need to give it to a dry washer or something like that. You just put a little bit soap water and that's it, everything is clean. That's a nice thing about the interior material. Also, it's very cramped here. I feel very cramped here. It's not nice at all. I even sometimes I cannot breathe. This is how cramped it is. If you sit in the winter jacket, that's it. You will touch the guy who's sitting near you. Well, this car is very loud. Even with the isolation, it's very loud. But we all are not professional drivers at all. We think we are, but we're not. We crash all the time, but we want to have fun. We want to have fun without any consequences. That's the best thing in the world. And strangely, this car can offer you. This is like a hot hatch. The weight of the vehicle is approximately 1,400 kilograms. So it's not that heavy. But with this engine, 1.6 engine, it drives really good. It's very aggressive. The throttle response is very good. And the gear change, they're long but interesting. You know, it's so light that you can feel everything. You feel alive. You know, the weight is just killing everything in the car. But here, there's lack of weight at all. And it's very unsafe. You will crash it and you will die 100% in any crash. But because of the lack of the weight, you feel comfortable, you feel good, you feel excited. Also, 1.6 engine is very loud. So when you have a good time, you know, it's nice to hear it. Sometimes it annoys you, but when it doesn't annoy you, it's good. It's good. It's very loud and, you know, aggressive. It's very nice. Very nice. What else? If you change in the 5th gear, you will touch the leg of the passenger all the time. Doesn't matter if they're a tall person or a short person. Anyway, you will touch it. And that's a little bit awkward. Also, this car is like 1 year old and the gear knob already, can you hear it? This is like the gear knob, when you shake it, it squeals, and that's horrible. It's very soft, you know, on the bumps it's nice, it glides over the bumps, and that's a good thing. Also, well, not much else to say about this vehicle except it doesn't worth $25,000 or $8,000 because they didn't change anything here, like from Nexia 1. It's basically same car. They made it very ugly. Before it was cute, but now it's very ugly. Okay, so I don't know what else to say about this vehicle, except monopoly is a very bad thing, and you know, and that's it. You know, not much. All right, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and please subscribe. Write the comments. Have you ever seen this car? I'm very interested in that. And have you ever drove this car? I'm also interested in that. Take care and bye-bye. And don't forget about the charity.